for giving your time to coming today and allowing us to be being our guest for this podcast. Well, the topic promo with purpose, how Green Gift is redefining sustainable branding. The topic and the first question to you, Karen, is let's start with the story. What inspired you to launch Green Gifts and what mission did you set up to accomplish promo space?
Yeah, so my husband and I started it together 35 years ago,
Wow.
and we knew we didn't want to fill the world with more promo trinkets and trash. We wanted to bring more elevated quality, high design solutions. And it was, that many years ago, there wasn't crowdfunding and that kind of thing. It was just a side gig. We both had full-time jobs, and I was a VP at an ad agency and loved what I did. So I helped big brands go to market, launch new products. So I really come at this from a marketing strategy mind. And my husband, we got to where he was doing it full time and I had, this other job, but kept saying I could use your help. And I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to like selling trinkets and trash. I don't know if I'm going to like working with my husband.
Nice.
But it turns out we make a very great team. I do like working with my husband, and our clients don't like trinkets and trash either. So that's what makes us good at what we do. We bring good quality items and we partner with purpose-driven brands.
Yeah, I see that on your website. I see the spirit in your social media. I see the quality product that you've come up with. You've shown your experience into your expertise. Amazing. The second question, the phrase sustainable branding can mean a lot of things. How do you define it and how does Green Gifts bring that to life for your clients?
Yeah, well, sustainable branding is really at the core of a company. It means you're using eco-friendly products, you're reducing carbon footprint, you're setting zero waste goals, engaging with the community, and prioritizing lasting customer relationships over short-term profit. We partner with purpose-driven brands, so we have a mutual vision. And sustainable branding, you have to be authentic, and if it's true, you have to walk the talk of sustainability. So there's a lot of people that might talk about it, but if they're not walking the talk, they're not authentic and it will become obvious. So, sustainable branding, that's a company that's committed to it throughout their organization. And the beauty is when we can help them tell that story with great branded merchandise.
Well, rightly you mentioned that talk as you walk.
Yes.
And what do you think you should walk and show? The third question relates to the same thing. Can you walk us through a project or a campaign where sustainable promo made a tangible difference, whether in messaging, perception, or results?
In the promo industry, a lot of it is based around events, right? So we had a client that they were thinking of the environment so much that they hosted their event at one of the first LEED certified museums on the globe. So we came up with a gift item that was 100% post-consumer recycled, made in the USA. And we combined the story with that. And we highlighted everything that our client was doing to show their commitment to the environment by hosting it at this LEED certified building, how they transported their guests there, everything from, recycled napkins, like everything we took into consideration for the event, we put it on the story. And what's nice about that is you spend a little bit more to do all of that. So take the time to tell the story and show the client that you put all this thought into it. In turn, you're helping to further educate a larger audience.
Understood. Very exactly. If at all people follow your website and see the things that you're offering, the social media that trends, it's so rightly think about the things that, of course, what you've shown us, what you've been telling about your product. We see that in your product.
Thank you.
The fourth question, what challenges do you face encouraging clients to choose purpose-driven promo over cheaper conventional option, and how do you overcome them?
Yeah, so I don't see it as a challenge. I mean, our approach, we listen to our clients, we get to know their brand, their mission, their audience. When you do that, you find just the right promo item that will speak to that audience and convey that message. And I don't feel like I have to work that hard to convince them. Anyone out there who's looking for the cheapest item, they tend to not be the right ideal client for us. Like I said, we're partnering with purpose-driven brands. I don't usually have to educate them. Like they already come to the table understanding what it means to care for the environment. So when we sit down together, we're already past that. They don't have to educate us on true sustainability, and we don't have to educate them on why you pick the right item. So that part is great. And then beyond that, not every single client we have or every single project puts sustainability as most important. I passionately believe these are touch points of our client's brand. So they should be appreciated and valued. So, if they are strategically selected for the audience, what message do we want to convey? And, we want in the end, the end user of this product to call the company up and say, hey, I need another one of those great gifts that you gave me because my wife stole it or my business partner stole it, right? So my goal is, if it's not sustainable, I want it to be so cool that it never ends up in the trash. Do you know what I'm saying? Somebody steals it from you. Your coworker takes it off your desk, right?
Yes.
So that's how cool I want it to be.
I mean, it's until unless the promo product is not cool, is not sustainable, not useful, and then it's not a promo product. Promo these days is more tech side, more helpful side, like a phone chargeable cover or just a phone just getting stick to anywhere. Your visiting card, which is coming with a Wi-Fi pin, like you can scan your phone and your number come to my phone. All
Right.
this tech side, I've seen more of these days. Do you think the industry is truly shifting towards sustainability, or is it just still a lot of greenwashing to navigate?
Yeah, I'm impressed with how far our industry has come. We've got a lot of suppliers in our industry that are truly committed to this. They've got EcoVadis status. They are really going out of their way to do a good job.
Right.
Sure, there's definitely greenwashing to navigate around, and I think that's our responsibility to become educated enough that we're not just, presenting items to our clients that are claiming to be green but are not. I feel like our company has a lot of experience, so we can spot those. I do see that still out there, but I have to say,
Wow.
I'm really impressed with a lot of our suppliers and what they're doing.
Nice. Same here. I mean, I also understand that supplier adapting new things, new technologies is helping them to scale to next level. What you were doing in your 10 years before, 20 years before, 30 years before, you see a lot of change if you compare 2025. A lot
Yes,
of change.
yeah. Yes, we've seen a lot of change.
Looking ahead, what innovations or trends are most excited about when it comes to sustainable merchandise and values-based marketing? What message that you want to give to our listeners of this podcast today about from this question?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really about, creating that emotional connection with your client. But so if supplier to distributor, distributor to corporation, corporation to their end user,
Yes.
we want to have that emotional connection. You can't do that if you're not authentic. I guess when you compare distributors by, total sales and profit and whatever, I might not win in that race, but I want to win in the race of purpose over product. And I think that, that might not make me the most popular in some areas, but it does make us popular in the area that we want to matter. And that's our differentiator. And, I think that's really important. But as far as innovations, I think that, the whole supply chain being able to be tracked in circular economy, and there's a lot of things that technology is going to reveal and make very well apparent. And we've got some really smart consumers and end users, smart buyers. So, it's all going to get very well revealed. So, there might be some people slow to adapt to this, but eventually it's going to come around, and we're going to all have to adapt it to.
We have to adapt everything that AI is taking over, Karen. AI is not taking over. AI is helping us to resolve our jobs quickly. If you take AI in a right positive way, it is helping all of us. So yes, technology, innovation, we have to adapt them to grow together.
Exactly. I totally agree.
What is your best email address to get in touch with if any supplier or distributor wants to get in touch with you, any customer wants to place an order with Green Giftz? What is your best email address?
Karen, Karen at Green Giftz with a Z.
.com. Thank you so much, Karen, for giving your time.
Thank you.